another angle of deception in the art of war. More on spies. In this video, let's take a closer look at what Sun Tzu says about deception amongst our own.
I'm Michael Archuleta, and these are the things we need to know. Like badass skills and tactics? Subscribe and hit the bell.
This passage comes from chapter 11, which is mainly about the 9 types of general situations you could find yourself in. Sun Tzu says,
He must be able to mystify his officers and men by false reports and appearances, and thus keep them in total ignorance.
Why is that important? He follows it with this.
By altering his arrangements and changing his plans, he keeps the enemy without definite knowledge. By shifting his camp and taking circuitous routes, he prevents the enemy from anticipating his purpose. At the critical moment, the leader of an army acts like the one who has climbed up a height and then kicks away the ladder behind him. He carries his men deep into hostile territory before he shows his hand.
And precedes it with this.
How to make the best of both strong and weak? That is a question involving the proper use of ground. Thus, the skillful general conducts his army just as though he were leading a single man, willy-nilly, by the hand. It is the business of a general to be quiet, and thus ensure secrecy, upright and just, and thus maintain order.
And this brings us back to the focal point.
He must be able to mystify his officers and men by false reports and appearances, and thus keep them in total ignorance.
This level of secrecy is necessary, however, because of the importance of foreknowledge for either side.
Thus, what enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer and achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men is foreknowledge. Now, this foreknowledge cannot be elicited from spirits. It cannot be obtained inductively from experience, nor by any deductive calculation. Knowledge of the enemy's dispositions can only be obtained from other men.
And knowing that foreknowledge can only be obtained from other people, we have to examine our spies and be able to use them correctly, depending on the ever-changing conditions. So let's look at our spies again.
Of which there are 5 classes. 1. Local spies.
This would be on the field, tactically gaining and using information in real time for planning or decision-making efforts. Simply put, this is just asking questions to the people around, the locals.
2. Inward spies.
Inward spies means giving the enemy bait and seeing how they run with it, using outside circumstances to elicit a response.
3. Converted spies.
A converted spy is someone who is on the other team, or has infiltrated them outside of your direction, and is giving you information.
4. Doomed spies.
A doomed spy is one who goes out and does things to get a response from the enemy, so we may see their true colors, and so we can attack somewhere that they as a result have left unguarded.
5. Surviving spies.
Surviving spies are the James Bonds, our own groomed intelligence officers, loyal to us and our cause.
When these 5 kinds of spy are all at work, none can discover the secret system. This is called divine manipulation of the threads. It is the sovereign's most precious faculty. Spies cannot be usefully employed without a certain intuitive sagacity.
The people closest to the leader, or target, are all players in the game.
They cannot be properly managed without benevolence and straightforwardness. Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports. Be subtle, and use your spies for every kind of business. If a secret piece of news is divulged by a spy before the time is ripe, he must be put to death together with the man to whom the secret was told. Whether the object be to crush an army, to storm a city, or to assassinate an individual, it is always necessary to begin by finding out the names of the attendants, the aides de camp, and doorkeepers and sentries of the general in command. Our spies must be commissioned to ascertain these. The enemy's spies who have come to spy on us must be sought out, tempted with bribes, led away and comfortably housed. Thus they will become converted spies and available for our service. It is through the information brought by the converted spy that we are able to acquire and employ local and inward spies. It is owing to his information, again, that we can cause the doomed spy to carry false tidings to the enemy. Lastly, it is by his information that the surviving spy can be used on appointed occasions. The end and aim of spying in all its 5 varieties is knowledge of the enemy, and this knowledge can only be derived in the first instance from the converted spy. Hence, it is essential that the converted spy be treated with the utmost liberality.
Now, we touched on this next section in our leadership video. Of course, so many of these concepts intersect with each other, so yeah, we have to include this again here. From chapter 11, the 9 situations, passages 54 through 60.
When a warlike prince attacks a powerful state, his generalship shows itself in preventing the concentration of the enemy's forces. He overawes his opponents, and their allies are prevented from joining against him. Hence, he does not strive to ally himself with all and sundry, nor does he foster the power of other states. He carries out his own secret designs, keeping his antagonists in awe. Thus, he is able to capture their cities and overthrow their kingdoms. Bestow rewards without regard to rule. Issue orders without regard to previous arrangements. And you will be able to handle a whole army as though you had to do with but a single man. Confront your soldiers with the deed itself. Never let them know your design. When the outlook is bright, bring it before their eyes, but tell them nothing when the situation is gloomy. Place your army in deadly peril, and it will survive. Plunge it into desperate straits, and it will come off in safety. For it is precisely when a force has fallen into harm's way that it is capable of striking a blow for victory. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
All of this is best done with intelligence, that is, spy work. Then, he must keep his options open by keeping his plans secret or hidden and/or misdirecting. This is another strategic overview. The tactics depend on the situations of the armies, the seasonal and cultural conditions, the terrain and grounds, and proper dissemination of intel. Let's keep the discussion open. What do you think about high-level politics and secrecy? How much do you think it plays a role in today's real-world events? Tell me in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and keep in mind that success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. And until next time, stay badass.